Well, game week. Let's talk about the excitement of getting ready for your first off.
Yeah, it seems like it's been forever. It seems like, I've been looking forward to this Utah State game for all summer. In the past, since camp started, it feels like it's been 3 months instead of one. So definitely really excited, ready to play.
No kidding on the ice. I mean, is it just at every practice you ice your arm? Or?
Just about every practice I'll just put some ice on it. Past few days, or I guess last week, we threw quite a bit and had some longer practices. So, yeah, just icing it. Nothing big though.
How do you feel like the offense as a whole has progressed, and where do you feel like you guys are now with less than a week to go?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely progressed a lot, over the past week or so, really. I feel like we started doing some Utah State prep it's about the middle of last week, so we're familiar with it, and it's officially game week this week, but we did some of that stuff last week, so I definitely feel comfortable with what we're doing and the rate we're doing it.
When you're having to prepare for a team that's kind of switching defenses, do you just kind of have to kind of wing it and prepare for just kind of 3-4 looks, things like that, or how tough is it?
We're just going to kind of prepare for everything, anything they can throw at us. That's something that we're going to have to see what they're running once the game starts and try to adjust. But that's something you're going to have to face with every team. So it's just got to take it in stride.
Looking back, I mean, you've obviously paid your dues to get to where you are. I mean, you can talk about those first 2 years, and were there times where you wondered where, this day would ever come, that kind of thing?
Oh, definitely. When you redshirt, you really reevaluate what college football's really like, and then getting hurt especially. I mean, all those things are struggles, but at the same time, you're working towards a goal, and so that's always something to keep you pushing.
You think you're going to be nervous, or you think you've been here long enough that it'll just be another day at the office kind of thing?
I mean, I definitely think I'll have some nerves, but I think that's a good thing. If you don't have nerves, then there might be something wrong with you.
How much more prepared do you think you are? I mean, before they signed Cam, you had a shot at the job. How much more prepared are you now than you would have been last season?
I think I felt prepared last season and could have definitely, played had I had the opportunity to. But at the same time, now being here another year, being in the system another year, just really getting more familiar with everything. I mean, I feel more and more comfortable each day.
We talked a lot about the freshmen playing, but do you feel like people are just as curious about you because people hadn't seen you either?
Oh, sure. I feel like, I still got something to prove. Just winning the starting spot doesn't really prove anything. It's about how I do when I'm out there. So, yeah, I mean, definitely.
Other than the obvious, the rushing element that Cam brought, I mean, how will this offense be different with you calling the plays?
Well, I'm not calling the
plays.
Coach
Running the offense, executing the plays, let's put it that way.
I think certain things will change. There may not be as many designed runs, obviously, as we had for Cam, but at the same time, we're gonna stick to the same type stuff.
Do you feel like walking around campus, walking around town, stuff like that, do you feel like your status has changed now that you're QB1 or anything like that?
Not really. It's pretty much just the same old same.
Nobody's no cheerleaders decorating your locker or anything like that?
No, I just try not to think about it, really.
So at what point did people come up to you, and I'm not talking about us because I bring up Cam all the time, but at what point did people around campus stop asking you about Cam and start asking you about you?
Well, I'm really not on campus that much anymore, so it's kind of hard to say. But I mean, I don't really feel like anything's changed. It hadn't changed anything in my mind. I'm not going to change who I am just because of that. So it's not really any different.
You talk about being in the offense for the third year. How much does that help when you've got so many new guys that at least you have people that are familiar with the offense?
Yeah, I mean, it just makes adjusting to things a lot easier, and when you've got that background knowledge, it just makes, really changing or really even in the heat of the battle knowing what to do a lot easier for everybody.
You talk about running game, people talk about kind of what will you bring to that. It's something you did in high school a lot of, even though it's not the same offense. How comfortable is it for you to be able to run the zone and do some things you have to do?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I definitely feel comfortable, running the ball when I have to. I think, SC championship game is a testament to that. I mean, I can run if there's a spot, and I can make it happen. But at the same time, I'm not 6'6", 250. You know, I'm not going to run the power play all the time. But I definitely feel comfortable running the ball and doing different things.
Coming off a national championship and all that comes with it, I mean, how much more pressure do you feel like is on this team going into this year as opposed to last season, if you can remember back?
Well, I mean, I'd say it's a little more, but at the same time, the bar's set as high as it can be every year for Auburn. We don't come in any less prepared or more prepared, or any less pressure or more pressure, because last year, every time we step in that stadium, we expect to win. It doesn't matter if we won however many games last year or lost however many games last year. That's not what motivates us. Being Auburn and winning games is what motivates us.
What do you expect out of McCann and Dyer? Because they're the one group back that kind of everybody knows what they can do.
What do we expect?
Yeah, I mean, do you expect them to have be even better than last year?
Oh, sure. Of course, they're two great backs. They proved what they can do last year, and I think it's going to be even more so this year. The amount of touches they're going to get, and really the yards they're going to be able to have.
Anything else?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.